On May 24, 2024, Ford's leadership stepped into a financial briefing with palpable tension, their faces etched with unease. Facing them, a room full of furious investors and skeptical analysts ready to tear into the company's latest misstep. Once again, Ford had missed Wall Street's expectations, and the fallout was brutal. Its stock plummeted, marking the steepest drop since the 2008 financial crisis. Ouch! But it wasn't just the disappointing profits that had jaws dropping. Ford was drowning in a staggering $103 billion debt, a number so colossal it screamed red flags. Yet Ford's brass seemed oblivious to the gravity of their situation. Welcome to Boardroom Secrets, where we unravel the shocking tale of how an American automotive icon stumbled into a crisis of epic proportions. Buckle up. This is a story of bold bets, costly missteps, and a legacy on the brink that'll leave you speechless. At first glance, Ford's numbers don't look catastrophic. Post-pandemic, the company clawed its way back from a 2020 revenue nosedive of over 50%. By 2023, annual revenue soared to $176 billion, up from $127 billion in 2020, a remarkable recovery in a cutthroat industry. The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for over 4 decades, continued to dominate, proving Ford's grip on the market was still ironclad. Impressive, right? But dig deeper and the cracks start to show. While revenue climbed, profits didn't follow suit. They tanked. Operating margins swung wildly, and by 2023, Ford stock languished in a 494 on the S&P 500, teetering on the edge of irrelevance. Investors weren't just disappointed, they were livid. A Morgan Stanley analyst put it bluntly, Ford today is a far cry from 3 years ago, but the market doesn't buy it. Mic drop. The room fell silent as CEO Jim Farley fumbled for answers, admitting their electric vehicle EV journey had been a humbling experience. Uh-oh. Ford's big gamble was EVs, a $100 billion bet to dominate the future of transportation. In 2017, they formed Team Edison to develop electric SUVs, and by 2019, they unveiled the Mustang Mach-E, a sleek electrified twist on their iconic pony car. The launch was pure spectacle. Think Apple-level hype with dazzling lights and pulsing music. The Mach-E wasn't just a car, it was Ford's battle cry, signaling they were ready to take on Tesla. Then came the F-150 Lightning in 2021, an electric version of America's favorite truck, designed to feel familiar yet futuristic. It was a masterstroke, blending heritage with innovation. The strategy worked. Mach-E and F-150 Lightning sales soared, with 40,000 and 15,000 units sold in 2023 respectively. Ford became the number 2 EV maker in the US, trailing only Tesla. Not bad, Ford. But here's the gut punch. EVs were bleeding Ford dry. Each electric vehicle sold in Q1 2024 cost Ford a jaw-dropping $130,000 in losses. Let that sink in. The EV division racked up a $1.3 billion loss in a single quarter, with projections of $5 billion in red ink for 2024 and beyond. Why? Ford poured billions into EV infrastructure. $11.4 billion for battery plants, $1.8 billion in Canada, $2 billion in Germany, only to see meager returns. EVs accounted for just 3.2% of Ford's 2 million vehicle sales in 23. Yikes! To make matters worse, the EV market turned hostile. Tesla sparked a brutal price war in 2022, slashing Model 3 prices by 6% and Model Y by 11%. Chinese giant BYD flooded the market with dirt-cheap EVs, forcing Ford to cut F-150 Lightning prices by $7,000 just to stay competitive. Meanwhile, raw material costs skyrocketed, and supply chain snarls drove production costs through the roof. Talk about a perfect storm. As if that wasn't enough, governments pulled the plug on EV subsidies. Germany axed its program in 2023, followed by New Zealand, France, and Sweden. In the US, political shifts threatened tax credits, chilling demand. Ford's EV dream was unraveling. They canceled a planned electric SUV, wrote off massive EV investments as losses, and slashed EV spending from 40 to 30% of their budget. The F-150 Lightning's production was scaled back, and what was once hailed as Ford's future now looked like a costly misadventure. Oof, but EVs aren't Ford's only nightmare. A deeper, more insidious crisis looms: quality control. The F-Series may be America's darling, but Ford's reputation for reliability is crumbling. In 2020, 700,000 vehicles were recalled over faulty backup cameras. By 2024, Ford issued 37 recalls, affecting 2 million Explorers and 800,000 other vehicles, mostly due to electrical issues. The company paid a $165 million fine for delaying recalls and mishandling safety reports. Warranty costs ballooned from $4.8 billion in 2014 to $11.5 billion in 2023, with an extra $2 billion in repairs. That's $25 million a day. New vehicle launches saw defect rates hit 70%, triple the industry average of 20%. At a 2024 earnings call, an analyst grilled Farley. How can we trust Ford's financial outlook when every year brings negative surprises? Farley's response, "Quality is our top priority," rang hollow as investors watched their confidence erode. Take Sarah, a Texas contractor who bought an F-150 Lightning, expecting the rugged reliability Ford's known for. 3 months in, her truck's battery failed, stranding her on a job site. The repair took weeks, and Ford's customer service offered little help. "I trusted Ford for years," she posted on X, "but this is unforgivable." Her story isn't unique. Social media is flooded with complaints about Ford's quality lapses, from glitchy infotainment systems to faulty transmissions. Not a good look. Ford's in a bizarre paradox: soaring revenue, shrinking profits, and a debt-to-equity ratio of 3.59, triple the industry average. BMW's ratio is 1.17, Toyota's is a lean 0.6. Ford's PE ratio, a measure of investor optimism, hit a dismal 6.32, signaling the market's lost faith. The company's $150 billion debt mountain looms large, and their once sterling brand is tarnished by recalls and EV losses. Ford's not just fighting a market, it's fighting itself. Their EV bet, meant to secure the future, distracted from their core strength, building reliable, gas-powered trucks. What a misstep. Boardroom Secrets sees this as more than a corporate blunder. It's a cautionary tale about chasing trends at the expense of fundamentals. Ford, the only major U.S. automaker never to file for bankruptcy, now faces an existential threat. Can they fix their quality issues, tame their debt, and regain trust? Or will their century-long legacy crumble under the weight of ambition gone wrong? The road ahead is rocky, but one thing's clear: Ford's future hangs in the balance. Stay tuned for more gripping corporate sagas on Boardroom Secrets.